Hey everybody, so I have on me here today the Huawei Mate 20 Pro on my right, which I've made several videos on already, and the new phone today, the Huawei Mate 20X. I'm going to try to keep this video short because these two phones are very similar. They run on the exact same chipset, they have the exact same camera module, camera system, and they run on the exact same software. So most of the differences are completely visible, like you see right off the bat. The Mate 20X is huge compared to the Mate 20 Pro, and it also has a much smaller notch. So let me run down the list of differences. Now the Huawei Mate 20 Pro has a 6.4-inch display. The Mate 20X has a much larger 7.2 display. Both of these are OLED panels, so they look very crisp, very vibrant. Now the Mate 20 Pro has a higher resolution screen, it's Quad HD compared to the 1080p panel on the Mate 20X, but to be honest, you're not really going to see a difference unless you go into specific 4K videos on YouTube. Generally, to most people, the two panels are going to look exactly the same. These two phones are so similar other than the difference in sizes. I keep thinking of the meme, "Don't talk to me or my son ever again." Now the Mate 20 Pro has a curved screen compared to the flat panel on the Mate 20X, but ironically, that actually makes the Mate 20X easier to hold, even though the Mate 20X is so much larger. That's because the sides being flat just allows it to stay in my hand a little bit more securely. The Mate 20 Pro, the curved side sometimes makes the phone a little bit slippery. I can't quite get a full grip on it, and also palm rejection is an issue. The fatty part of my palm will sometimes touch the screen by accident. So the Mate 20 Pro also has an in-display fingerprint reader, whereas the Mate 20X only has a hardware fingerprint sensor on the back. Now let's talk about the notches. The Mate 20 Pro's notch is obviously a lot bigger. That's because it has a real 3D face unlock, like the same ones that was introduced by Apple with the iPhone X. Meanwhile, on the Mate 20X, the smaller notch means you only get a simple 2D face unlock that uses the selfie camera. So it's not as secure. It's only a 2D outline of your face. It's not a real 3D scanning system. But now you look closer at the notch, you see that the Mate 20X actually has a slightly larger earpiece. It's wider from left to right compared to the Huawei Mate 20 Pro's earpiece, which is smaller because the Mate 20 Pro's notch has to fit a bunch of other sensors in there. Now in this sound test, you see that the Mate 20X actually pumps out louder sound than the Huawei Mate 20 Pro. Yeah, Mate 20X is louder. And it's not just because the earpiece is larger up top, but also because the Mate 20X has dedicated speaker grills on the bottom of the phone, whereas the Mate 20 Pro pumps out sound via the USB-C port. So the combination of the larger screen, smaller notch, and the louder speakers make the Mate 20X a better media consumption device than the Mate 20 Pro. Just by virtue of having a larger screen, everything just looks a little bit immersive, whether you're watching YouTube videos or Instagram stories or playing games. Since the Mate 20X is a lot larger, Huawei has also put a larger battery inside. So the X has a 5,000 mAh battery compared to the Huawei Mate 20 Pro's 4,200 mAh battery. Now, if you've seen my videos before or if you used a Huawei phone for yourself, you know that Huawei battery life is epic. So the Mate 20 Pro's battery life is already the best battery life in any mainstream smartphone. I've used this phone for almost 3 weeks now, heavily, and it has never once died on me before the day ended. The battery has always been enough to last a whole day. So considering that, and the Mate 20X has a larger battery and a lower resolution display, this phone should be a complete battery beast. It should be able to last probably 2 full days because the Mate 20 Pro can go almost a day and a half for me. So now, since pricing varies so much, I don't know the official pricing of these phones everywhere, but I think it's safe to say that in general, the Mate 20 Pro, it's about $150 more than the Mate 20X, $150 US. So that's it for all the differences. Everything else about the phone is the same. Like I mentioned, same chipset, same software. So the chipset is Kirin 980. That's Huawei's new 7nm chipset. It's very powerful. I've already explained this in several of my old videos, but if you need to know, it's probably the most powerful chipset in Android right now. There is a little bug with Zynga Poker, but other than that, everything has run smoothly. No lag, no stutter. If you play a graphically intensive game like Hero Hunters, you can play at the highest graphics setting with zero lag or dropped frame rate. So you can output 4K video very fast. It's just a performance beast. Now the camera module is also exactly the same. So you have a 40 megapixel main sensor, a 20 megapixel wide angle lens, and then an 8 megapixel telephoto. And I took some photos side by side, and the two cameras look almost virtually the same. There's like no difference. So this is a 5x zoom image. It's very crisp on both phones. Both of these phones are really strong at zooming. So then, yeah, like really, I can't really see a difference in either of these images. They look very, very similar. It's the exact same camera module, exact same software. So you shouldn't really see much, if any, difference. It's the same camera. Yeah, so that's about it. I'm trying to keep this video short because they're really the same phone other than the physical size and like the slight lower density display, which doesn't even really matter. Now, personally, I think the Mate 20 Pro looks better, obviously, because I think curved screen looks great. But a flatter display is easier to hold. And yeah, even though this phone is 7.2 inches, it's not that hard to use. I mean, I think if you use this for prolonged periods, your hand will feel a little bit cramped, like holding a phone this wide. But otherwise, it's not like it's unbearable. You can put your apps at the bottom because of Android, so that's easy to use. You have a useful one-hand mode that allows, like, one-handed keyboard. So I think this phone, the size is manageable. Oh, and one final thing, just because of the larger screen, typing on this, it's awesome because, larger screen means the keyboard is wider, so the keys are larger. So I find that I am making a lot less typos when I type on this and when I type on the Mate 20 Pro, especially Mate 20 Pro with the slightly curved keyboard. So sometimes it's a little bit hard for me to type because the keys are smaller and the screen is curved. So yeah, that's it for this video. This is the Huawei Mate 20X. I'm going to have a lot more videos coming up, including the OnePlus 6T and the iPad Pro 2018. Thanks for watching.